In this video, you're going to learn how bankruptcy attorney Kyle Schumacher grew his bankruptcy filings up 11 times in 29 months. Kyle, how you doing today?
Doing great. I'm glad I'm here.
Good to see you.
Yeah,
And so we've known each other many years, right? You signed up for our marketing, our long form consult, and we started doing things for you to be able to tee you up to win. And at the time, you were filing about 2 filings a month, right?
Oh, well, if that, but yes, sure. We'll go with two. I was filing one, maybe a month.
But you wanted to do more.
Oh yeah, we discussed that. I said I had a goal or I wanted to increase that. And we talked about that and how are we going to put together a plan to increase that?
Well, and you're a process guy. I mean, you really are a process oriented guy. You figure something out. You figure out how to you're going to get from A to B, and then you just execute, 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 execute. All right, and that's really who you are. And for the last 4 months, you filed how many per month?
20 on average.
20 on average. So some last month 22, right?
Yes.
Right. So think about this. 11 times multiple in 29 months, 2 years and 5 months, which is extraordinary. Okay. Part of the reason why it's extraordinary, it's not like we've had a wave of business in bankruptcy. I mean, no one, the bankruptcy filings have not gone up 11x over the past, from 20.
No, they haven't.
No, that's the thing. There's been modest growth, but
Right.
you've been capturing market share. You've been taking market share from all these people that you work with. Let's unpack this a little bit, right? So, like, I know what you've done, but I want to hear from your standpoint, right? And just hit us straight so we can educate people watching this, what worked and what didn't work and all that stuff. So, what do you think the number one reason is? Then let's unpack it, or let's talk about 3 reasons or 4 reasons why you could have this type of explosive growth.
Well, I think that there's 3 reasons to it, right? And one of the things that you and I extensively discussed is where am I going to go to get leads on this? I want to get good leads. I don't necessarily want to be fighting for against 2 or 3 other firms against a bunch of leads. I want when they come to me that I might have to fight against everybody else. So we discussed that, and we discussed that actually doing a Facebook ad campaign was going to be the best option, and that has been fantastic for me. So we use that, and it ends up being my own lead. Like nobody else is getting that.
Exclusive leads, which is very, very, that's what you're talking about. You don't want to fight over 3 guys. And there's a lot of lead vendors that generate the lead and sell it 3 times.
Yep.
You wanted the exclusive lead, which is what 720 offers. Okay, keep going.
Right. And so I did that, and those leads have been fantastic because especially I really like the way that the Facebook leads work. It's because it's a drill down effect. What I mean is somebody goes, hey, are you dealing with some debt issues? You click on that, and it gives them a little bit more information. If they're interested, they click another link, right? The people who end up coming into my team that's going to take the initial call, those clients or potential clients are already invested because they keep on saying yes to the next question. And now they've already said yes to the things that I've wanted to ask them. And so I can just confirm that or my team confirms that when they're talking to them.
So let me unpack that a little bit for the people who don't understand. So if someone is calling a Google local service ad, that's an ad where the phone number's at the top of Google and it has a green dot and they click it. They're looking, they're clicking, boom, they're calling the bankruptcy. That's a fantastic lead because it goes directly to you, but they haven't been educated over a series of days and weeks or whatever on what bankruptcy can do for them. So what you're saying, Kyle, is when people come to you, they're already like understanding the process a little bit. Is that fair to say?
There's a little bit of knowledge, and it's already confirmed that the main concern that they think that bankruptcy can actually help them out with.
The other thing about Facebook compared to like a Google local service ad, it's 20% the price. Because
Oh, the price point was amazing compared to that because again, it's exclusive. The exclusivity I love, but I was also very surprised by the price point. And then it made that I could have more leads. Right, I didn't lower my budget. I actually increased it when I saw that.
yeah, so the price on Google as of right now, as February 2025, it's about a $35 cost, but that includes the follow-up. So when a lead comes in, what our firm does is we text them and say, "Hey, you just asked for information on Facebook. What's causing all the problems?" We're engaging the person, not Kyle's office. He didn't have time to respond to the Facebook ads. We have a team in the Philippines that's on up awake 19 hours a day replying to all these text messages we're getting, and the goal is to set up an appointment on Kyle's calendar or his team's calendar, right? And then we're sending emails, and the emails we're talking about is how to rebuild your life after bankruptcy. We know that resonates in the marketplace. How to rebuild your life after bankruptcy, and we're pushing that out, right? So, okay, so one thing is the lead flow. And part of the other reason why and you start getting these influencer leads. So we start paying influencers to talk about their bankruptcy experience on TikTok, on Instagram, wherever they are. And what's interesting about these influencers, some are bankruptcy attorneys and very talented bankruptcy attorneys, and some are debtors. I mean, we just had this lady who got 3.9 million views, and she's a homesteader in Ohio, right? And you've gotten some of her leads.
Amazing, right?
And all she's doing is talking about her debt experience, and we're paying her.
Right.
And in a series of 1 month, we generated almost 600 appointments for our bankruptcy attorneys. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. I last month, I think I had 55.
55 appointments.
55 appointments. They went very well. These people are invested at that point. They're listening to the different people's experience, and that's what's great about because some people are worried about their cars. Is somebody going to come and repo my car in the middle of the night? Other people are going, okay, I keep on signing up for these payday loans. How do I get out of this cycle? And just like the familiarity that kind of comes with those influencers where they go, I was in your spot. This is how it looks. And this is how you can come out of it. It opens up the person as they come to your door, right? As they make that phone call, they're there, they're ready, they're looking for that. They go, I saw that person's face and there was relief. I want the same thing.
Well, what's amazing about these influencer leads is they're not embarrassed about bankruptcy because these people are talking online about it.
Yes.
Like the shame's been taken away or neutralized, and they've binge watched about bankruptcy. Just
Because
level of understanding.
looking at it. Yes.
Yeah. It's just shocking to me. And frankly, I mean, I tripped on this opportunity at NACPA last year. So, okay, number one, the exclusive lead. What's number two? You said three. What's number two?
Well, one of the things that I love is I have a long form consultation. And so I knew that when I was going into my ad budget that I couldn't just take all of those calls. And at the time when I was just filing 1 or 2 a month, it was just me, right? So I used 3 pillars and they just have an amazing consultation team that are getting all of the info that I need to make a quick decision. Like I can look at it at the information that's gathered in 30 seconds and be prepared for that phone call. And now I'm ready to go and starting off with that information. And they do a great job of getting people prepped up, ready to know what my prices are, what the costs are gonna look like for them. Those are like 2 of the main things that come into play. And they're prepping people to be ready that yes, it does cost money, but you can afford it. Here's how you can afford it. And then they also point out some of the things that a debtor's going to ask about, what kind of debts are dischargeable, all of those types of things. And we can prep the groundwork to see what is it that they're stressed about. And so that way I'm ready to talk about that when I get on the phone call with them.
There's a lot of talk out there, especially recently in 2024, about the non-attorney salesperson, right? And these are people who, attorneys are the most valuable part of your office. You have to charge $300-400 an hour really for your time in order to really make this business profitable. And there's no reason why a bankruptcy attorney in 2025 should be talking to every lead that comes in the door. It just doesn't work. You need to talk to the qualified leads. And what you're talking about is this long form consult where our team takes the calls, right? And we go through a 77 question questionnaire, takes 30 minutes based on your needs. So every attorney gets a different, gets a different nuancing based on what you want. And then once the client says, yes, I want to talk to the attorney, we quote your fees, whatever your fees are, we quote whatever payment plans you offer, and collect the debit card in order to make sure they show up, right? So what's it like when these leads come in? What are these conversations like? I mean, clearly it's not like someone calling in, right? What are these leads like?
There's familiarity, right? They've already spoken with a team that I'm actually very familiar with. I've gotten to know very well, so I can go, "Oh, yeah, Kim said this, and this is what she talked about," and so they do a great job of setting it up with expectations, and I just talk through that. And the questionnaire the way that I have it set up is kind of designed on how I want to walk them through if bankruptcy is going to be right for them, right? So it's set up to go, what's your pain point? What are the facts about your case? And then what's your goals, right?
Yeah.
I have it set it up that way. So that way I can walk through. So at the end, the goals comes last. And I go, look, this is how we've already got to the point where you can have your goals be solved by filing bankruptcy.
How long are those calls typically?
Oh, well, normally 15 minutes if I get everything wrapped up and I get the payment in that one call. Sometimes they still have to do a payment plan or something. But man, I have wrapped up some calls in 5 minutes, right?
Amazing. So you go from
I'm here. I'm ready to go. But it's about 15 minutes. Yeah.
15 minutes of your time on to the next one, on to the next one. There's no way you could go 11 times your volume if you didn't duplicate yourself. And where you have to be as the attorney, you need to be, you need to be doing the hard part, the things that no one else can do. You're the attorney. You got to talk to the debtor, right? Okay. So that was first and second. Oh, one other thing on that. We have a lot of attorneys. Now you don't, Kyle, but we have a lot of attorneys that give us overflow. Hey, I have some in my office that does this, but sometimes they get slammed and I'm going to give you calls for 2 hours. That's possible. So just keep that in mind.
Right.
Kyle, what's the third thing?
Actually, it's the lead follow-up. It's not only that they come through Facebook or through an influencer lead, but I have them through the 720 system. There's just automatic emails that are being dripped on them over and over and over again. So I consistently get probably 1 to 2 filings in a month that came from somebody who I met with maybe 6 or 7 months ago.
Yeah.
They called in. They weren't ready at the time, but I put them on the lead follow-up. And now they're getting emails from 720 that they're going, as your attorney, this is what it would look like. This is what bankruptcy can be. Common misconceptions, common questions answered. It goes through that, and there's, I don't know how many emails are there. There's a lot.
Oh, we keep on adding more. I mean, the reality is, so what you're talking about, and by the way, I mean, we do texting on that as well. So these are your leads. So with other marketing companies you use, or someone calls your office or whatever that is, you put them into the drip sequence and we follow up with the text and email, and it's nothing. We're talking $200 a month. One deal a year pays for it. And the reality is a person may not be emotionally ready to file bankruptcy the first time they talk to a bankruptcy attorney. They got to feel it. They got to, as John Orca calls it, ripen to be ready to file bankruptcy, or they got to have the money to file, or whatever it is. They just got to feel it out. And this is why this lead follow-up is so, so important. We just nudge them, and we're not nudging them acting like an attorney. These emails and text messages come from you, you approve, and then we're just nudging them over time saying, hey, here's someone who bought a home 2 years and 2 days after bankruptcy. Check out this person that bought a car during their bankruptcy. Just showing them that life is not over after bankruptcy. Because the reality is, you and I know that, but the debtor doesn't know that.
Well, and that's what's great because I recognize those clients because they'll say that they'll reference an email that was written to them or a text that they got, and they go, "Now you're certain." They'll is it lots of times it's qualified. They'll go, "Now you're certain that I can buy a car right after I file bankruptcy."
Yeah, right.
Right. And I'll walk them through that, and they love it. So I found that those things, so that way, I'm losing less of, attrition of the leads that come through because they're constantly being dripped on, being ripened, being ready to go.
Yeah.
I think those three things really helped out a lot in, in exploding the way that it
Well,
has.
congratulations. I mean, you have captured a lot of market share away from your competition. You've gone up 11x in 29 months. And it just says a lot about your commitment to process, because that's key with bankruptcy. The best part about the bankruptcy business, it's so transactional. You can really scale. I tell my clients all the time, it's so easy to take someone from 5 to 20 if we just follow the process. The system's easy. Kyle, anything else you want to say?
Oh, it's been great. It's been a wild ride, and it's getting busier and busier. It's looking up.
It's going to get better and better.
That's right.
Thanks, Kyle. Have a good one.
Thank you.